Start. Welcome everyone to our first Hunger Relief virtual meetup. We are so excited that you're here and grateful for your time to dedicate to this space and all of the hunger relief activities that you all do. I am Samantha Goyrette. I'm the director of the Northwest Tennessee Local Food Network. We are a nonprofit that is based out of Martin, Tennessee, but we do reach all of the 9 counties in Northwest Tennessee. Our mission is to serve as a catalyst for a thriving and equitable local food system that is accessible to all in our region. I'd like to just do a quick introduction of everyone. And so the way we do this is we do it as like a hot potato. So I introduced myself, so I'm going to pass the hot potato to Caroline. And if you could say your name and who you represent, what organization or entity you're representing, or just being a community citizen of interest, that's fine as well. So I'm passing the hot potato to Caroline.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Caroline Ideas. I'm with the Northwest Tennessee Local Food Network, and I'm also, Samantha and I are also the Martin Farmers Market co-manager. And we are starting something new in the farmers market this year about hunger relief with college students. So we're excited about that. And maybe at the end, we can share what we're going to start doing. And I'm going to pass it to Simone.
Hello, hello, hello. My name is Simone, and I am the Domestic Violence County Resource Manager for Weakley, Carroll, and Henderson counties, and I work with RAC, and that's it.
Welcome. All right, then you get to pass the hot potato to your person of choice.
I will pass the hot potato to Rich.
I'm Rich Reynolds, care manager, Hometown Health Clinic. I will pass it to Jennifer.
That was super short and sweet there, Rich. My name is Jennifer Thornton. I am the Volunteer and Community Engagement Coordinator here at Second Harvest. That's a really long title that basically means I just wrangle the people and get the food sorted that comes in. I will be speaking about our latest initiative today, Project Grow. So we won't go any further into that, but you know, Second Harvest is a food bank, so that's what we do. Let's see. Let's go to Stephanie.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Robinson. I'm the program manager and case manager here at the Dyer County Jail. I am also the administrative of our food pantry at my local church, which is Word of Faith Church here in Dyersburg, Tennessee. I'm passing it to Miss Nina.
Good morning. I'm Nina Smothers, and I am the mayor of Huntingdon. I'm just listening today.
Well, thank you for joining us. And then you get to pass the hot potato.
Oh. So I will pass to Kylie.
Hello, my name is Kylie. I work with Unite Us as the customer success manager. Like Jennifer said, I'm presenting today, so I'll save all the good information for that. But very excited to be here with you all, and I will pass it to Lisa.
I'm Lisa Saber-Garland with Trenton Special School District. I'm the school nutrition director, and I'm also on the board of the Northwest Tennessee Local Food Network. And I work with Caroline and Sam, and I'm very interested in seeing what we can do to help. And I pass it to, I'm not sure how you say, is it Kirsten? Is it Kristen?
Kirsten, yeah, you got it right. I'm Kirsten Hancock. I'm on staff at Martin First United Methodist Church, and I'm here today to learn a little bit more about the services and resources that are offered in the community. And I will pass it to Miss Lori. Have you been?
No, and I can't see a name to pass it to, but I'm with Courier Strong. I'm with I'm one of the admins, and we work with Pack 226, the Scout Troop in Courier. We provide food for 2 of the blessing boxes in town here. I'm also on the board of the Henry County Little Food Pantries, which helps provide food for blessing boxes in Henry County. Right now we're serving 16 blessing boxes in Henry County, and I'm just here to try to gain some knowledge. And I don't know who to pass it to because I don't see a name.
That's okay. I think Andy might be engaged in another activity, and she had something happening. And so Lisa Chesney she said her audio does not work, but she is the director of the Salvation Army of Dyer County. And so, yeah, we're having several people join, but that's okay. Thank you, everyone. I'm very excited. We have a wide variety of people here and their experiences and so forth. So this is really exciting.
Yes.
Anything else to add, Sam?
Did we miss anybody as far as introductions go? All right. Okay. Well, thank you all very much for joining us. As Caroline said, this is a great variety of folks, and really, it takes a great variety of folks to be able to combat hunger issues in our region, in our communities, even at home. So without further delay, I will pass the mic to Jennifer Thornton. She will be sharing information about Project Grow. And Jennifer, I do have screen sharing capabilities open if you would like to share your screen for any pictures or presentations you might have.
No, just me gabbing today. I didn't have anything to share. Basically what Project Grow is, again, I'm with Second Harvest of Middle Tennessee, Second Harvest Food Bank of Middle Tennessee. A lot of people get that confused with a food pantry. Food banks and food pantries are 2 very separate yet related individuals. The food pantry is where you go to pick up most of your food, and the food bank is usually a collection hub for the food that goes out to those food banks. So when I am presenting, especially to teens or younger, a good analogy for that is a food bank is like any other bank. Our treasure is food, of course, instead of money. And our partner agencies or those food pantries are like our ATMs. So we collect the money, we send it out to our ATMs, and then that's where you go to collect your food. So I'm in a majority of the time, I'm in a warehouse environment. When I'm not doing the community engagement portion of my job. We do volunteer services here where any items that are donated. So we get food through now 5 different ways, 4 originally. We glean food, we manufacture food, we purchase food, we take donations, and then finally we just said, well, why don't we just grow our own? So that's kind of where Project Grow hopped in. But as far as volunteer services go, that's going to be through Project Grow, as well as our warehouse crews that we have going on here. So any items that are donated from, I tell everybody it is weirdly like mattresses and commodes to all the way up to various different foods. We get everything. We take non-food as well. That started a couple years ago. We sort through all of that, and then it gets quality checked and then boxed up by weight and goes right out to our partner agencies via an online database they can order from. Project Grow is very similar. The difference with Project Grow is that those items all get harvested and packed up by staff currently. And they are weighed out and they are sent to various different agencies. Agencies don't currently get to order perishable items. So Project Grow is the food growing initiative, a gardening initiative, if you will, that we began last year. So we are only in our 2nd year here and we are still learning. Basically what happened was it had been in the works for a while. When I was interviewed, they were like, hey, do you like to garden? All of that. Sure, I love to garden. Okay, well, in 3 years, we might have a garden out here. You know, isn't that exciting? 6 months later, they called and said, and you have a green light, go. So my partner in crime, as I call her, I say I'm the Robin to her Batman. I have Miss Donna Vick. She is in charge of this brainchild, and she's also the one who's in control of all the funding and finding that. All of the funding, all the purchasing, all of that through there. And then we just farm together. The two of us, that's all the only staff involved, the two of us, and then any volunteers that we can get. We do partner with our local UT Ag Extension. We partner with NRCS. We partnered with a ton of local farmers and just ag, our ag educators and everything like that, because anything we did not know, we had to learn, obviously, with no other staff participating. We do not currently have any equipment, anything like that. It is all manual, done by hand. And anything that was done with equipment is our local farmers partnering with us and bringing their equipment in and assisting. So we are hoping during our 5-year goal to eventually have all of our own equipment, places to store it, and so on and so forth. But that is where we're at right now. And so we currently have, we have 15 acres total that we are, 19 acres total that we are looking into. 3 acres of that is a pollinator barrier that has at least 3 varieties of native wildflowers growing every season. So, and during the growing season, obviously winter is not a growing season. So that was we partnered with NRCS for that. It's a pollinator barrier. It's threefold, really. It's a barrier between us and any local water systems. We do things as organically as possible right now. But if we do have to spread a fertilizer or anything like that, we don't want to get into any water systems or spreading further than our growing areas. So we have the barrier for that. We also have the barrier for any critters who might think that we are laying out a salad buffet for them. This is not for them. This is for our partner agencies and our neighbors in need. So it is hoped that they will get into that pollinator barrier first, find something tasty, get full, and go away before getting into the garden. And then lastly, pollinator barrier. It is a barrier on twofold, and it brings in those pollinators as well. So that is 3 acres. We have another 15 acres that we are amending the soil through a contract farmer. He is doing all of the amending, working very closely with us. We want to do a no-till variety. So he comes in, he plants cover crops, he does the lime, he does all of the mid-till, any tilling that we need, anything like that, in order to get those nutrients and everything back into that soil. It's just been bush hogged for so many years. It's just kind of dead right now. So he's doing that, and he's doing that in exchange for us letting him use the land to grow crops on. So there's no money exchange, no anything. The only contract between the two of us is that he gets the land for free, and we get the amending of the soil for as free as he can afford to give it to us. So that was a pretty interesting setup there. We're very thankful for that. And then we get to the most exciting feature, which is the last 2 acres that we have. So we have 1 acre that is kind of a fenced in ADA compliant area. It's a teaching area. It has raised beds and tabletop beds. And when we say ADA compliant, we mean as ADA compliant as possible. We made sure that we had beds that were low to the ground for any littles or anyone who has trouble stooping or anything. They can sit and plant. Also, anyone in a wheelchair, we have that set up. So they can just roll their wheelchair under the tabletop beds. Everything is sitting right there in lap level for them to be able to also participate. We don't want anyone excluded. It doesn't matter if you are in preschool or if you're one of our neighbors in need that's in the elderly community. We want everyone to have the opportunity to come out and have our outreach services, to learn how to grow their own food, to learn that working in the dirt can be therapeutic. to learn how to harvest the food that they grow. And then we're also going to offer cooking classes and preservation classes. So not only are they coming out, they're learning how to grow the food, but they're also going to learn how to cook and keep that food. So that is that's the teachable area, and what we're really excited about. It has all sorts of herbs and flowers and all the, veggies you could ever want in there. And then the other acre is our row crop area. So we have 1 acre, has 4 quarter-acre plots. They're 165 feet each. We have what's called a fertigation system. So we have irrigation and a fertilizing system hooked up. We do use the plastic culture. So when you drive by a field and you see all those plastic rows of black or white out, that's what we have. We have a special planter that will pop seeds in for us. And we have a farmer who comes and puts the plastic culture down for us because, again, we don't have any large, heavy equipment yet. And so we plant those on a rotating scale so that we have a succession crop beginning, now March, through October of various different crops rotating. We always have something that is in season and harvestable. And everything that we harvest goes right back out to our neighbors in need via soup kitchens or our partner agencies. So last year we had 176 volunteer manpower there. It was a little over 560 hours total. And out of those 2 acre plots, we were able to harvest over 2,400 pounds of food that went directly back out to our neighbors in need. So we send it out with recipes and everything like that. So this year we're hoping to expand on that with adding classes. And we do have some classes set up with the UT Extension. I have some classes I'm going to participate in over in Carroll County. I'm partnering with the health department, Emily Berry at the health department. We're going to teach some classes at a senior center, and we're always looking for volunteers. So that is basically what we have going on with Project Grow and the volunteer side of it especially. I saw a note come up. Some of the things we are planting this year, we have purple whole peas, green beans, a dry bean, more like a pinto bean. We have squash, zucchini, okra. I'm trying to think. We're going to be doing some kohlrabi. I think we also are going to try our hand at maybe some more beets, and eventually we'll be doing winter squashes and things as well. So cantaloupe, we're adding in cantaloupe as well. So, or a melon. So that's what we've got going on.
Wow.
Questions, comments, concerns?
That's great. So Jennifer, there is a little video that I would like to share with guests. It was from the news.
From YouTube.
Yeah. Is that okay? All right.
That is perfectly fine. Thank you.
This just shows the different, like what's going on and where the garden is actually located. Can you all see my screen? All right. We are going to press play.
Tuesday, and one group you might consider donating to is the Second Harvest Food Bank of Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, this is a
Oh no.
nonprofit where many of us here at News Channel 5 volunteer. Now, they provide nourishment to people who may not know where their next meal is coming from. Imagine that. Today, Second Harvest is going to match donations dollar for dollar all the way up to $1 million.
Just incredible out there. Our Carrie Sharp is there at the warehouse tonight, learning more about all their work. Hey, Carrie, what's going on?
Right now at home, you might be working to get dinner on the table. But did you know for 1 in 8 people in Middle Tennessee, they don't know where their next meal is coming from? Finding groceries is tough. Finding fresh produce can be even harder. Cole Johnson takes us to Benton County, where a program is planting roots and helping to sow seeds to fight hunger.
With every drill, hit, and clip, these volunteers are closer to wrapping up their part of an ongoing project, the Second Harvest Food Bank of Middle Tennessee.
Right under that center post.
This past summer, we harvested over 2,400 pounds of food.
It's called Project Grow. It's over in Benton County, near the Tennessee River. It's not just about growing food, but also grows education.
Project Grow benefits our partner agencies so that they can provide nutritious food for our clients, our neighbors in need, those that are facing hunger.
These volunteers are putting in a fence around a garden, but others have had the opportunity to get down and dirty.
Just to be able to smell the green beans, cut that okra, and see how hard farming really is and how much we need to know about agriculture and how valued the agricultural community is.
Donna Vick is the donation relations manager. All of this benefits partner agencies in the region, like the Milan mustard seed.
I remember the day he brought green beans. They were probably the best green beans we had ever tasted.
It's a soup kitchen further west from here, where they're feeding about 130 people a day.
Any of the clients that come in and get lunch for us, we know that's their only meal that day, and we try to make it as filling and nutritious as we can. So it's exciting to know this is fresh grown.
The land where all this is was donated by the Benton County Commission back in 2013. A distribution center was built here about 5 years ago. Now we have Project Grow, heading into its second year.
It makes the most sense for us because we have all this land, which is priceless.
There's a lot going on with Project Grow, like the pollinator barrier, which is about 3 acres, plus a whole back acreage, where they're amending the soil with the help of a local contract farmer to eventually expand the project. All of this was made possible with volunteers, other groups, and some good old-fashioned hard work.
We picked it. Nobody else grew it, we grew it. Volunteers helped grow it. FFA helped grow it. UT Extension helped grow it. All of these people had a hand in making this happen.
When you stop and realize just how many people it took to get that there, it's just like hugely overwhelming.
While this is benefiting a lot of people, they aren't done. This project still has some growing ahead.
As this project grows, then the 450 partner agencies in our 46 counties will benefit.
Reporting in Benton County, Will Johnson, News Channel 5.
If you feel called to give, we're going to make it easy on you. Just scan the QR code.
Yay!
Got to see Miss Pat there. She is obviously, you know, with Milan mustard seed, that is one of our favorite quotes from her is the way that she just said, you know, those green beans, the freshness of them, and they were some of the best she'd ever tasted because we don't taste it. We don't cook it up here and taste it. We give it out to our partner agencies. So to hear that the fruits of your labor and all that hard work is really benefiting someone, and not only is it benefiting them nutritionally, but hey, it tastes good. You know, that's always a positive, and we love to share Miss Pat's quotes and just her overall feeling and partnership with us, with everyone.
Well, Jennifer, I do have a question for you. So when a food pantry does get, say, a donation of beans or any kind of fresh product, what are some ways to store it until they're able to distribute it?
Normally, the partner agencies that have or that receive fresh product, what they're going to do is one of two things. So the first thing is they're going to directly distribute it to their neighbors, the local neighbors in need that volunteer or not volunteer, that come to them for service. So and the other, we'll go through those two. So the one is they'll directly distribute. The second is they have to have a place to store it if they're not going to directly distribute that. There are other coworkers of mine who are in charge of monitoring sites and everything like that to make sure that everybody meets our food safety guidelines and standards. So she's in charge of making sure that everyone who receives any of this product has the capability to keep it safe and to distribute it without any or as little spoilage or anything as possible. So I think normally Milan mustard seed is one of those that uses it in their soup kitchen, but then we have other partner agencies who will directly hand it out that day. That usually they get a delivery early in the morning. They have volunteers on site that help pack various different food boxes with all the items that they have been brought. And then every family who comes through gets a box of the food, including shelf-stable items and bakery goods, perishables, dairy, and so on.
Excellent. Does anyone else have any questions for Miss Jennifer? Are unmanned little food pantries available for partnering with you?
Unfortunately, no, our food safety standards do require that we know and track where every item goes, just due to recalls and everything like that.
Is there a need for new partners, and what's that process?
There is a need for new partners. It just depends on your area. Of course, some areas are heavily saturated with partner agencies, and others we may only have one or two. The process for doing that is go online and go to our website, secondharvestmidtn.org. Look for, let's see, I work in Trenton. Okay. Look for the partner agency information. You can just type it up there in the search bar and you will receive all the information on it, as well as a link to email my coworker in Nashville who is over all of that. And she will get a questionnaire out to you. It will tell you if, it will tell you exactly, some of the information will be on screen and it'll tell you exactly, will do. It will tell you, what our requirements for a partner agency are. And then if you still feel like you would like to apply, you'll have a questionnaire. That questionnaire goes to our partner managers in Nashville. They will decide whether, and it's a variety of things. Honestly, there are a lot of requirements. So they will decide based on all the information you provide in that questionnaire, whether you would be a viable partner agency or not. And even if you would not be a viable partner agency, there's a possibility that we can get you in touch with one if you want to help someone in your area, or, maybe there's a special program or project that we can set up through you guys. So just any information, I would definitely go on there, find that, and turn in that questionnaire if you would like. Also, I'm sure, Sam, she's really good. Sam and Carolyn both are really good at putting all our contact information in everywhere. So you can always reach out to me and I can get you where you need to go if I can't answer the question.
And for those who do not have the chat accessible, the website is www.secondharvestmidtn.org. That's all together, secondharvestmidtn.org. And that's a great leadway and tie into our next subject of conversation. Kylie Dick is from Unite Us, and she's going to be sharing a really cool way to be able to connect us all and unite us.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I am Kylie. I work with Unite Us, and I do multiple different things in Tennessee, but probably my favorite is the community engagement aspect, which is what I get to do today. So I'm really excited. And just really quickly, as a new mom, I want to introduce my lap partner, Stick. He's my new little. So I just wanted to introduce him in case you hear him, mainly because he he's in his little needy stage. But if it's okay with you guys, I'm going to share my screen. And what I'm going to walk through today is just a very basic introduction to what Unite Us is and how organizations like the ones on this call can utilize our system. So I'm going to go through a general overview, and then I'm actually going to demo what the platform could look like for your organizations. So I'm going to get that started and share my screen. Can everyone see that? Okay. Okay, awesome. So just to kind of give you all an agenda of what's gonna come next is we're just going to do a really quick overview, give you a little bit of an introduction to what the network looks like in your area. We're going to do a demo, and please feel free to ask questions, interrupt me, whatever kind of works best for you all to get the best understanding of what Unite Us is in a short period of time. So the first thing I want to show you all is just a really brief overview of what the Unite Us system can actually do if you have never heard of it before. I want to start by saying, and I'll say this probably again in my demo of the actual platform, is this is a choose your own adventure platform. So you can kind of pick and choose how you want to use Unite Us. And I think that's really important. I'm a former school social worker, so the way I would use this platform would probably be very different than maybe a food bank or even a church food bank. And that can all be catered to your organization. So if you see something you love, you can do that. that. If you see something maybe your organization wouldn't utilize as much, you don't have to use that. So kind of keep that in mind as we're rolling through this presentation. And then probably the most important thing to everyone on this call that I just want to state first is this is a free tool for every single person on this call. So if you're sitting on this call and you're like, oh, we just don't have the funds, everything about Unite Us except interoperability. So if you work with like Salesforce, something like that, everything else is free. So using the core platform, all of its data, anything like that that you see today is going to be a free resource for you and your organization to utilize. So the first thing I like to tell organizations is how clients can actually get connected through the system. So we are a closed loop referral platform. And what we mean by that is no matter how a client gets into our system, whether it's maybe a primary care provider creating a referral, someone self-referring through an assistance request form, or an organization like yours actually referring a client into our system, either way that happens, you'll have the closed loop journey, which means you send a referral out to another partner agency, whether they accept it, reject it, forward it on, you're notified of all the care that's being rendered within the community. And then ultimately, once a resolution is completed on that referral, you're notified as well. The thing I really love about it is when I was a social worker, I didn't have time to live inside the system that I used because I was driving across town to see one client and then racing to an IEP meeting and then trying to make it to court on time. So I was going everywhere and I didn't have time to check a system every hour to see how my referral was doing. So we have built-in notifications as well that will send you an email as service is rendered. So you know, okay, I actually need to log in and look and see what's going on with this. But until you get that email, you just continue doing your day-to-day job that is the most important. So as you can see here, no matter how a client is entered into our system, you can utilize the Unite Us platform to find an organization that meets that service type need for your client. You can directly refer them, whether it's a childcare, a food provider, like a lot of people on this call, or physical health, whatever that might be. You can connect them directly to that resource. And then through Unite Us, you're going to get updates on their care as it's rendered, whether that's a screener being completed for that client, whether it's being accepted and then closed, or a note is left on their case, you're going to get updates as that is being mitigated in the system. The second thing that I think is important before we actually jump into the demo is showing you the work that's actually being done in Tennessee in this network. So as of today, I did 1 year out of data. So I did from 3/20 of last year to today. And we have served over 6,000 clients and sent over 9,000 referrals just in that year to date. So the exact numbers at the bottom are we have referred 9,406 clients within our system. 71% of those referrals were ultimately accepted. And then we have served 6,701 clients, which is awesome. So what this tells us here, and I'm sure this is not very surprising to anyone on this call, is that a lot of our clients have a multitude of needs. So they can come into your organization maybe for food, but they also might need a physical health appointment and maybe medical equipment. And you can connect them with all of those things in one referral. Over here, these icons represent the biggest needs that we had in this past year of data. So also probably not surprising to a lot of people on this call, the biggest referral need was for food assistance within our state. To get more specific for you all on this call, the subtypes that were referred for the most in food were emergency food, SNAP and WIC connection, and then food pantry services. Those were our biggest needs. But emergency food was by far our biggest need. So I think it was like 1,400 referrals were made for emergency food. And then SNAP and WIC was second with about 450. So that's kind of that breakaway from our first biggest need. And then next was benefits navigation. So making sure people are connected to things like insurance. And then last was physical health, with family planning being the #1 subcategory of that. And then last, just to kind of give you an overview of what our network is looking like today, we have 309 onboarded partner agencies. That means they have filled out the partner agency form, they have agreed to use Unite Us, and they are sending and or receiving referrals within the platform. So they're a part of that closed loop journey. Of those 309 network partners, we have 381 programs that are currently open right now for referrals. This number fluctuates a lot because you actually have autonomy to turn your programs on and off as you see fit. So that can fluctuate day to day or month to month. Down at the bottom, really important for us as we continue to grow out this network through meetings like this is that we've built a little over 2,300 off-platform referral resources that you can still connect your clients directly to via referral. And then last is just a look at how many people are actually on Unite Us, and it's a little over 2,400 active users on the platform today. Now I'm actually going to jump into our demo system to show you what Unite Us actually looks like. Gonna move this down. So this is our demo platform. I'm sure you can tell by some of the clients' names on here that this is just fake data that we can use to be able to show partner agencies what the platform actually looks like before they commit to using it. So today, with the amount of time I have, I just want to show you a few things that I think are going to be the most important to people on this call. But the note I want to make is please feel free to shoot me an email if you want to meet and kind of learn what's going to be more specific for your organization. We do one-on-one workflows with every organization that joins, so we can make sure this product is set up exactly how your organization needs it. And this is just going to be a very generic overview of some of the main products that are offered on the platform. So this is the Unite Us landing page. Every time you open the platform, this is where it lands. The first thing I'm going to show you is actually how to create a referral and connect one of your clients to a resource. You can do it two different ways, connecting a client to a resource. I'm going to show you the one that I would probably do because I think it saves a little bit of time. So I'm going to go up here to this plus button, and I'm going to click on new referral. Once I do this, it's going to ask me for the first name, last name, and date of birth of the client that we're serving. And I'm just going to make all of this up. And what it's going to do is search our system to make sure Sam doesn't exist on any other record. So we're not duplicating care for this client. We have one singular client record for everyone served on the platform. Once we do that, if it takes us here, that means this client does not exist. So we can go ahead and create him within the system. One thing that's important that I note to people on this call is the only thing we require as a company to be able to service a client in that 360 referral is first name, last name, date of birth, a way to contact that client to let them know they've been connected to a resource, and consent. Everything else is up to your organization and potentially maybe if you're involved with a grant, the data that you might want to grab from that client. But if that information is not pertinent to your organization, it can remain undisclosed if that makes the client more comfortable. But as you can see, there is a dropdown where you can select that information if needed. For the sake of time, I'm going to leave those undisclosed and go down to the ways that we can contact our client. I'm going to do a phone number for today. And I'm going to select that this is a mobile phone that this client would like to be connected to once they're connected with service. You can add as many different phone numbers as you want for your clients. And ultimately, I worked with teenagers. Their phone numbers changed a lot. You can go back and edit this in the future. So nothing is set in stone with this. It can all be edited as that client might need. And they can select a way they would like to be contacted once they've received services. So we'll opt into a phone call for today, but you can also opt into messaging, and your organization can actually message this client and let them know, hey, you have an upcoming appointment at 4:30. Don't forget your paperwork, something like that. Or they can opt into notifications as well. And that will actually let them know that their referral has been accepted. And this is the organization that might reach out to them, which could be really helpful for some of our clients. Down at the bottom, you can put address if you would like, or if they're unhoused, you can put unknown. It's really up to your organization again. The last note I want to make, because I know we have a domestic violence organization on this call, is we do have contact requirements at the bottom as well. It's not required, but if it makes your client more comfortable, they can select different ways that they'd like to be contacted. And if a voicemail is appropriate, or if that does not need to be left, and they can even be more specific and select days that are more appropriate to be called or not. And the really cool thing about that is it will go with them through their care. So once you ultimately to connect them to maybe another food bank or whatever that might look like, they'll also receive that information so they know not to leave a voicemail as well, so we can all be on the same page. So I'm going to save this client, and next it's going to take us immediately to the referral. So this is where we can actually connect our client. So today we're going to say Sam needs support in let's do food, just because that's kind of the theme of today, and we'll connect them with emergency food. So we can select that here. One note I will make is we have about 180 different service types. So you can just type a keyword at the top and it will show you all the different things you can connect that client to. We're going to do emergency food, and it's going to give us two different options to be able to select an actual community resource. I'm going to show you this one just so you can see it. It's a drop down, and it will just kind of show you the different organizations you can connect with. But I really like the open advanced search because it's going to show us organizations, but we can actually click on them in this setting and read a little bit about the program. And this is from that organization, so it is the source of truth. You can read that it's only offered in English. So if this was a Spanish speaking client, might not be the best fit for them. And then you can see all the other things they offer. So if they do have a multitude of needs, this might be a really good connection if they also need clothing. Once you find something that you really like, you simply click Add Program, close out, and it will add them to your referral for you here. And then you can tell this community partner a little bit about the need. I'm just going to do a client abbreviation, but this would look like client is in need of food boxes for the week and is allergic to nuts or something along those lines. And then we'll go to the bottom and click next. What did I forget? I did. Okay, next is supplemental information. So you can skip this part if it's not kind of in your data needs, or if your client doesn't feel comfortable answering any of it. It's not required, so you can click next, but these are also going to follow them through service. And then down at the bottom, we have assessments that are attached to every single service type. So you can do those if you want to give that receiving organization a little bit more information. But for the sake of time, I'm going to click next. And it's going to take us to the last page of the referral. And this is just your chance to look over, make sure you put everything in there accurately. For me, I would probably be double checking that phone number to make sure that community agency can actually reach that client. And then once you feel comfortable, you can click confirm and submit. And since this is a new client, it's automatically going to redirect us to that consent process. So for sake of time, I'm going to do the attestation at the top, but I do just want to note that there's 6 different ways you can grab consent through the platform. And this doesn't replace your consent at your organization. This is simply consenting to be referred through Unite Us. It's one-time consent. So if you receive a referral for Sam, you can go ahead and continue to connect him without getting consent. But since we created him, we need to grab consent for him. So I'm going to go to this form here and show you what it looks like. Up at the top is a script, and then down at the bottom is what you actually need to be answered within those brackets. And once you receive those answers, you can attest. And I'm just using my mouse pad for this. And you can accept. Once you've done that, it has taken us to our outbound all referrals, and we can see that we have connected Sam to the Tennessee Network Hub for emergency food at 1:42 today. And the status is needs action. As services rendered, that status will update and you'll receive an email such as, for Tully, his referral was accepted, or this one was rejected. And if I click into it, it will actually tell us why. And it's because I sent a duplicate. So they let me know that, and they accepted one and rejected the other. I'm going to click on the Unitas logo. It's going to take us back to that landing page. And just really quick before I turn it back, I want to show you my favorite aspect of Unitas, which is the My Network tab. And this is just the live resource directory of Unitas. So whether someone is on platform or off platform, you have access to what they have depicted on the platform. So I said earlier, every organization that joins Unitas gets to pick and choose how their organization is presented on the platform. So you actually put all this information in. You can pick and choose when you have referrals turned on and off for your organization. You get to pick the service types that are connected to your programs, etc. So as soon as you turn something on or off, like I just did, it's automatically reflected in the My Network tab. So that's our way of making sure you have the most up-to-date information within the Unitas platform. You can search the My Network tab by service type. So you can go and click benefits eligibility screening and see which organizations within 50 miles of you offer that. But you're not stuck into that hole. If you want to see, maybe you have a client that is about to move to Memphis, I can change my Knoxville physical location to Memphis, Tennessee. And then it will show me benefits navigation within Shelby County instead. So you have access to anywhere within the Southeast network to be able to connect your clients. And you can even get as specific as you want by filtering these and saying, I need to find an organization that offers Albanian. And you can look based on that filter. You can do it by area like we just showed. You can do it by demographic if you're looking to support a client within a certain age group or even a specific population. And then lastly, by residency of that specific client. You can change it to all those different things and find the best resources. And the reason I like to show this is if you're ever working with a client that maybe doesn't feel comfortable using an electronic platform to be connected to service, you can still come here, click on a resource, click add, and then share that resource with the client via text, email, or print, and give it to them directly. And if you still are very data-driven at your organization, you can pull this information and see how many shares you've had within your organization over 6 months or a year, or whatever that data might look like for you. And it's able to be translated in real time for that client. So you kind of can get the best option for them, which I think is really cool. That is a lot of information that I threw at you all at once, but that's just a very general overview of sending a referral and all the resources on the Unitas platform. There's about 1,000 other things that Unitas can do for organizations. That's why I say if you have a very specific workflow or anything like that, please reach out to me so we can kind of cater this to you all. But the last important thing to know is you all own the data. We do not, so you're free to use it however you see fit. And we have that through exports within the platform, but also every organization that joins Unitas gets one free license to our Tableau dashboards. And those are a community organization Tableau dashboard, which is going to show you how many referrals you've sent, how long it took for them to be accepted, what the resolution of those are. And then also our health equity dashboard, which is going to be more on equity of the community. So how equitable did we serve a specific population this year? Or how equitably did a specific zip code serve a population this year? Things of that nature, which is a whole nother kind of spiel on Unitas, but to just make sure you all know that we take data very seriously and we want you all to have it. So that is kind of Unitas in a very small nutshell. Thank you all for letting me come share that. And I will stop sharing my screen, see if anyone has questions.
Thanks, Kylie. We do have one question. Can churches be a referral organization?
Yes, you can be a referral organization, you can be a receiving organization, or you can also utilize assistance request forms, which let clients self-refer into your organization, and then you just connect them directly to the resource. Churches can use any of those options for free.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Kylie. That was a really short and sweet presentation on an amazing platform. And if anybody has any questions, we did put Kylie's email address in the chat box, which is Kylie, KYLEE.DICK@uniteus.com. So please reach out to her. She will help you get started. She is very knowledgeable on the use of this platform, and she will make it easy for you to get in there and get started. So thank you, Kylie. Okay, we've got about 10 minutes, and so I wanted to share just a quick little bit of information about our local food network and what are the activities we have available for all of you to participate in, as well as help us as we are trying to aggregate all of the hunger relief resources we could possibly find in our region. One of the reasons we're doing this is because since 2015, we've been producing a very localized local food guide. And we've included farmers and food artisans, beekeepers, plant vendors, and hunger relief organizations. And we really want to expand the listings of these hunger relief organizations because the need has been increasing and increasing and increasing. We've been getting a lot of calls from just people just looking for food. So hunger is out there. But as our mission is to serve as a catalyst for a thriving and equitable food system that is accessible to all, we are also encouraging folks to grow their own food. So first, I'm going to share with you, this is our website. It's NWTN-LFN.org. We have several tabs that have lots of different information regarding whatever you're interested in when it comes to food. So our first one is under the local food guide tab, and that's where we're going to be focused right now. So we have a listing of all the area farmers markets in Northwest Tennessee. We have our Grow Food Challenge, which I'm going to share with you in a second. And then we have our hunger relief opportunities. So what we did last year in correspondence with the Grow Food Challenge is we published our very own hunger relief food guide, and it lists all of the different agencies that we could find in the moment. Now, that guide has since expanded and now it's out of date. But that's why we're putting in our local food guide this year. But anybody can access it. You can download and share it. You can print off just the PDF for your service area that you provide services to, whether it's at the county level or multi-county level. Now, when it comes to 9 counties, we are just listing counties. Let's see if I can do this. Benton, Carroll, Crockett, Dyer, Henry, Lake, Obion, Weakley, and Gibson counties. Those are the counties we have listed. But we are, as I said, publishing the local food guide 2024-2025 this year. It is a magazine. We have special articles of interest. We distribute this magazine for free throughout the 9 counties. We'll have over 10,000 copies distributed. So if you do want a local food guide, please reach out to Caroline and I, and we could get you them once they're printed. They're going to be printed in late May, early June. And we also have a whole new series of listings available for hunger relief organizations. Most folks should have received an email from our fabulous research intern, Alicia Duke, and she's been aggregating information to try to list area food pantries. We will be sending an email to those who are listed on the guide, and I can share with you. Hold on, I have it on a different screen, so I gotta change screens real quick. I think it is this one. Yes, I have lots of windows open. Nope, it's not that one. Sorry. We're gonna do that again. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Where is it? Well, keeps on doing that. Sorry. No, there we go. Okay, can you all see that? I just wanted to share with you our listings that we have, and maybe some on the call are not listed. So if you're not listed, please let us know. I'm going to scroll down this, but we have increased our listings from like 7 local food pantries to many, many more. And we have it listed under county as well. If you would like access to this list, please let me know. And I can send you more information. But yeah, we are trying to list as many food pantries as possible because, as you all know, folks need food, and this is a great way for them to have like a go-to in your hand print out resource that you can share with your clientele once the food guide is published. So yeah, I don't want to scroll too fast. We got some Crockett County folks, not too many. Dyer, and I know we got some Dyer folks on the call. I wasn't sure if Lori, your Henry County folks, especially the little free food pantries, can be listed in here, but we do have the little pantries of Henry County, so we're glad that you're on there. And again, if you might see some information is wrong, please let us know. We're trying our best to get the most accurate information, but we do realize that things change, people change, times change, addresses change, and services also change. So please let us know your listing information, and just to make sure that it's correct before it goes to publishing. Now we've got 5 more minutes left, so I just wanted to share our Grow Food Challenge. So our Grow Food Challenge is a call to action for individuals, families, student groups, church groups, food banks, anybody in the community that is interested in trying to grow their own food. We have amazing soil here in Northwest Tennessee. You can pretty much grow anything from now through October. And the resources that we provide is that we share seed packets, seed baggies full of all different kinds of seeds. A lot of the seeds were actually donated by Second Harvest Food Bank. And then those seeds are distributed through local seed hubs. So one of the seed hubs is actually on the call, Miss Jennifer. If you go to the Benton Distribution Center in Camden, you can pick up your seed packet in a couple weeks. We'll be sending them out very soon. But the challenge is actually from April 13th through June 29th, and it's based off of 3 prize categories. The way folks enter in the challenge is first they register, and then we'll be sending email prompts for them to submit their theme photos. And there's 2 photo submissions per theme. So the themes are start, grow, and harvest. And what we're looking for is, how did you start your garden? How are you reducing food waste? So a lot of people show how they've started their compost piles, which is a great way to reduce food waste. But just by submitting a photo, which, most folks have iPhones nowadays, it's really easy to just, submit it through your iPhone. Then you would be entered in to receive specific prizes for that theme. The submission dates are here, and we will be linking the forms to submit those photos once we start the challenge. It's not live yet, so we haven't linked them. And then we will be announcing the prizes on May 25th, June 15th, and then our final grand prize on June 29th. So we would like to encourage any of your food pantry clientele, yourselves, your churches, your families, your schools, to join the challenge. It is really, really fun, and it is a great way to be able to build resilient communities in our area just by enabling people, giving them the resources, the seeds, to be able to plant their own food and help with their own food insecurity, not only within their households, but also within the community. I would like to give a little bit of space. We got 3 minutes to Caroline. Caroline, if you could share just our idea at the Martin Farmers Market and how we are trying to help hungry college kids who are food insecure.
Yes. So, and maybe this is an opportunity for some of you in your counties and your cities. This year, for the first time, and our first market is on May 25th, we are partnering with UT Martin. It's called the Skyhawk or Captain's Food Pantry, but they, as Jennifer mentioned earlier, we do struggle with excess produce, and then it is perishable. So where is it donated, and then is it used? And so in the past years, that's been an issue, but we have this connection with UT Martin, and there will be summer residents there. So on after our market days on Wednesdays and Saturdays, a representative from UT Martin will pick up a cooler that is hopefully full of excess baked goods and produce and so forth from our vendors. And then they will take it to campus. And then they have a communication system to let the summer residents know that it's available. And so that helps out with the perishability of these items, which was a big concern of ours. And so maybe something that all of you can think about is partnering with your farmers markets. If you have like that direct connection, because the perishability is a concern. And but that's something that we're excited to do, and hopefully it goes well. So yeah. Any questions about that? Okay, well, we have a lot of just information. And so after this presentation, Sam and I, the Local Food Network, will send out resources that have been mentioned in this presentation. So.
Yeah. And we usually we do have a blog posts on our website, so we're going to update our blog related to this subject. We'll include those resource links in there for just anybody can access it, but we will also send up a follow-up email related to all the different exciting things that we've talked about today. So it is 1 o'clock. We want to thank you all very much for sharing this special hour with us. Please keep in touch. And yes, thank you for helping reduce food insecurities and inequities in our communities. Y'all are doing the real work, and we are very grateful that we're all in this together.
Thank you.
Thank you. And